Okay, today we are going to talk about LSA right quick. I'm going to explain what it is in case anybody doesn't know, because I had a client call me that's actually been doing LSA ads for a while that was not 100% sure of exactly what LSA stood for. So we're going to talk about some pro tips on things that will make your profile potentially, your profile will stand out more, but that could potentially have some ranking factors. According to Tom Waddington, biggest expert in LSA in the country, these are the few and only things that you really can do. This is not like some of the things that we can do in the pay-per-click campaigns and things like that. So we're going to talk about best practice, the things that you can do, the things that you absolutely need to be doing, and see if we can't help get your LSA calls up. So first and foremost, LSA calls, Google Guarantee Program, Google Local Service Ads. That's what LSA stands for, Local Service Ads. So they've expanded that a good bit in the past, 8-9 months. So obviously in our vertical roofing, we've got it. So what are the things that you can do to get more calls? Because LSA calls are all over the map. You'll get a handful today. You might not get any for a couple of days, and then you'll start getting some more. And I see the ads running all the time, and they're in the absolute best spot on the page 1 of Google. So I don't know why they don't get clicked more. But the one thing that I do know is that they convert at a much higher level in percentage than a regular pay-per-click or anything else is going to convert. Of course, Google My Business leads convert pretty well too. But the Google Guarantee, the LSAs convert really well. So you're going to see my screen right now, and the first thing that you're going to see is a lady's name, Stephanie Carno. All right, and you're going to see booked beside. So this was actually a message lead. So what you want to do, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you got this app downloaded to your phone. You want to make sure that you're all logged in and to the right. You probably had to create another Google account or use a separate Google account from your pay-per-click campaign. So you want to make sure you're logged into the proper account and make sure that you have your messaging turned on. That's one thing that is getting bigger and bigger, and we'll probably see a couple right here. But Stephanie Carno actually messaged in, and you'll see her message right here. I need help with a roof inspection in Slidell. So that is a really big thing. Now, here's the pro tip there. If you get a message from Google on LSA, you got to respond to it in the app. Make sure you have your notifications turned on, and you need to do that as quickly as you can. Even if you're with a client, say, you need to respond to that if you're the one doing it. Google measures everything, so they measure response times on callbacks, messaging, and all that kind of stuff. So you want to turn your messaging on, because that'll help your profile. You want to respond quickly to the messages, and then you'll see where this is booked. So there's a lot of things that you can do inside of this dashboard, and as we're going through, I'm doing a podcast on this as well. So as we're going through this, I'm going to rotate some screenshots in through the video that we're shooting here, and you'll see some of the things that you can do. But in your dashboard, you can actually write the customer's name, put the customer's email address in there, and put all of your notes, what it might be. Maybe she's saying that she's got a leak around a skylight or whatever the case may be. So you can put your notes there. And then you can turn around and you can mark this booked. And you'll see that in the upper right-hand part of the screenshot that's rotating through. So that's important. Google likes to see that you're booking the leads that they're giving you. So at the end of the job, I'm going to go into this particular pro tip. You got two different kind of reviews with Google. You've got Google LSA reviews, and you've got regular Google My Business profile reviews. So the thing about the LSA reviews is they're not going to be seen in your Google My Business profile. That I'm not real high on, but there's nothing we can do about that. But now your Google My Business reviews are going to be seen in your LSA profile. So if you've got 200 reviews, they're going to see that when they're looking through the LSAs for what company they want. So The reason you want to put your email address in to that section is because at the end of the job, you can send out, Google will actually send out through the LSA dashboard for a review into the LSA dashboard. So get you a couple, at least get 3 or 4, maybe 5, 6, 7, or 10. But get you some reviews in your LSA dashboard. That's another pro tip. So we've got the messaging, we've got booking, we've got reviews. So one of the things that you're going to look at right here is also, well, they're not going to be any right here because Miss Jackie's going to make them back. So I'm going to put another screenshot coming through right now. Look at this screenshot and you'll see where it's got missed call. So the reason that is important is you want to make sure you call back through this app. So you can see right under the red missed call, meaning important to Google, the call button. So most people don't understand, you can call that client back through your app, and that's where you need to be doing that. You don't need to be copying the phone number down or either just calling it back because it came through. Most people use an iPhone now for the company phone, and that's fine. But don't just call it back from the iPhone. You need to open this app up and go to where it says missed call and call them. If Google sees you missing very many of their calls, they're going to pull you out of rotation. Google is real funny about callbacks, and a couple reasons. They want to make sure that their customers taken care of, but they also don't make any money if you don't call them back through the app. So we want Google to make their money because they're giving us, especially right here, they're giving us some really good leads here, so they convert well. So make sure you're calling these people back through the app. That's another pro tip that will hurt you over time and probably even just make it where you don't even get any more calls. Okay, now we're going to look at some things that you can do in your actual profile. So I'm going to rotate some more screenshots through here, and it's going to be of your profile and your budget section. So one of the things you want to do is you want to make sure that you fill out this photo section, and you go, well, that's just pictures. It's important to Google. So put as many pictures as you can in there. Put pictures of your team, the owner, put pictures of what's going on inside of the office, but make sure that you fill out that photo section because that's really important to Google. Then you make sure that you get your service areas all marked. Make sure that nothing's missed. So that's important too. Now your business hours, I'm not encouraging anybody to set business hours at 24 hours if they're not truly 24 hours. But according to Tom Waddington, it can affect a 10 o'clock at night phone call or message that's coming in. They could rotate somebody that's got 24 hours there over somebody that's got 8 to 5. And you'll see that we use 8 to 5 because that's what we're open. So, you could end up getting a bad review if you mark 24 hours and that phone doesn't get answered, or if it just goes to answer machine. So I'm going to also shoot a screenshot through here of how to turn your settings on for your message leads. Now, another pro tip is don't worry about the weekly budget. You're never going to hit it. You want to set that weekly budget as high as you can. We've got it set at $1,500. Hoping that we can hit it, but you can forget it. It's not going to happen. So make sure that you've got maximize leads on that. I recommend maximize leads, and I recommend opening that budget wide open. So if we've got our budget set at $1,500, somebody else has got theirs set at $200. We're much more likely to get that click or that call from Google because of that. So pictures, book the leads, call from the app, turn the messages on in there, make sure you respond. No matter what's going on, make sure you respond to that. Make sure you have your service areas all marked. And here's another pro tip. If you've got multiple locations and they're over an hour from each other, you need to set up a secondary Google Guaranteed account. You don't have to worry about the background check and all that. It'll fly right through. But open up another account for the secondary LSA account. That way you can keep those two separated. So, if you're in one state, and I have a lot of clients that are like this, you might be working in Louisiana and Texas or Georgia and North Carolina, or Mississippi and Alabama. So get you an LSA account for Mississippi, get one for Alabama, and do it like that. And these are just some of the best practices and pro tips that I can give you that'll make a difference in possibly getting that call over the next guy. Certainly beefing up your profile, make sure that you've got all these other things in there. And as always, if you guys have any questions or concerns about what's going on with your LSA or any of your other advertising platforms, you know, we're always here. I'm available. My team is available. And if you're at that point where you're looking to do something with somebody, please give us a call. We'd love to at least discuss it and see if we're a fit for each other. And as always, appreciate you checking out the podcast and video. And until next time.